everyone, thanks for joining me today for Practical Life. Today's lesson is going to be making bubbles, or it can also be called whipping suds. So what I've done to prepare this activity is grated up a bar of soap, so it's in really small pieces. When I've had a preschool classroom, I've had preschoolers help me grate the soap with like a very small grater. So that's a possibility. If you have something like that at home and you think that your child is able to do that safely, you can have them help grate up the soap. But for a younger child, I would just do that for them. Or you can also offer a small, like travel size pump of soap with a little bit of soap in it to make the bubbles if you don't want to grate this soap bar up. So this activity is a fine and large motor activity because it requires pouring water, but also when they're using the whisk, they're getting the whole arm involved, and the wrist as well. So it's strengthening all those hand muscles and working on a lot of different skills that we've isolated in water pouring, and using utensils, spooning, things like that. So I will show you the materials I have today and we'll go ahead and get started. So for our materials today, I have a pitcher, a mixing bowl, and a smaller bowl with the soap in it, as I talked about before, or the hand pump of liquid soap. I have a whisk, kind of a small whisk, and of course a towel, since this is a water work and we'll need to dry up any spills. We'll need to dry our hands if they get wet, or we'll need to clean up our bowl of water when we're finished. I'm going to take this bowl out of the tray just so you can see a little bit better. I'm going to pour in just some of my soap, not all. And then I'm going to start stirring and stirring. And the more I stir, the more bubbles I make. You like to see my bubbles? So you can see I've made quite a bit of bubbles out of the soap. I'm going to pour the rest of the soap in now. And stir, stir, stir with my whisk. And I made lots more bubbles. Now children can really spend a long time doing this. They really enjoy the motion of stirring, the sound that it makes, watching the bubbles. And it's almost a little bit of a science experiment too, because they're watching something change into something else. So just let them explore with it. Let them take the time that they want with the activity, as long as they're keeping it generally neat and tidy, because it can be a mess. So the more water, the bigger the bowl you have, the more of a mess it can make. So just keep that in mind, depending on how much water you want to offer them. There will be some cleanup probably involved, but the child can help with that, and that's a great learning experience as well. So I'm going to pour my water into the sink. And my bowl is all soapy and wet, so I'm going to use my towel to dry it. And put my activity back the way I found it. So I'll kind of give you a close-up of how the tray is laid out. You can see I have the towel, the whisk, and the 2 bowls. One of them had the soap in it, so that's how I've set up the activity. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope this has given you some helpful tips of ways that you can stay engaged and learning at home with your children. And I'll see you again soon. Bye!